Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for more solo leveling Ragnarok. Let's see what happens in the story as we press onwards, shall we? Because we got an S rank gate overhead. Let's begin. Yo, peoples! Wow, that was gurgly. Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. Welcome back to more solo leveling Ragnarok. Last we left out on, a giant gate has appeared directly over Seoul, or directly over South Korea. And everyone's wondering what to do about it. But the more pressing matter is the fact that Beru recognizes the power within this gate. And everyone sees it as a rank S gate. And Beru says this gate holds a creature that basically has the same power as myself. The one who had the power of that presided with this much power inside of a gate was none other than I, Beru. So now the question is, what resides in this gate that is so powerful that it reminds Beru of himself? So let's see what happens in chapter 62. But also, let me see. Matt's good to see you. Cohagen, good to see you as well. And anyone else who's either watching, regular on YouTube or watching me live on Shorts, because I'm dual streaming today. Welcome. And Beru continues after talking to everyone. I, Beru, was the master of the S-rank gate that opened up in the previous world, young master. And mind you, Ma Dong is looking kind of nervous. Because he's looking nervous and he's kind of trembling just a little bit. Beru was the master of an S-rank dungeon? That means he used to be fearsome enough to intimidate even our strongest hunters. Hang on. I think I recognize that familiar. And that's when Choi and Lim Tae-gyu all recognize Beru. Because remember, before he was Beru, he was the Ant King. The incredibly vicious and powerful Ant King that decimated half of Japan's top hunters during the Jeju Island raid. And also the same Ant King that brought down Min Byung-gu as well. Hang on. I think I recognize that familiar. He looks a lot like Ant, the familiar that Sung Chinu used to summon. Ha ha! Just as I suspected. Being in the presence of an apex predator like myself has awakened a primal fear within all of you. It's about time I got some recognition. Bow your heads before me and beg for my mercy, pathetic humans! And while he's saying this, a fist is right above him, and it's Suho who goes, "Quit threatening our allies, idiot!" My apologies, young master. It's just been so long since I had a chance to bask in any glory. If this familiar is as powerful as he says he is, can't we use him to clear that S-rank gate? I doubt that. He may have been pretty strong back in the day, but he's lost most of his power since, so he's useless now. Young master! And then we get Park on the other side going, not Park Dojin, but the other the A-rank hunter who's sitting in on this meeting of the Knights Guild. I've got no idea what those guys are talking about. Me either. And this is Ma Dong saying this too. Well, you know what they say. You've got to see it to believe it. Maybe you should help those two recover their memories as well. Sure thing. Recover our memories? What are you? And then Suho brandishes his shadow key. And then both the A-rank guy and Ma Dong, it appears like they get their memories back as he goes, "Our world was reset?" If this S-rank gate is anything like the one that opened up in Jeju, we'll have to face monsters just as terrifying as the ones we fought there. And then woo! Once a gate appears, it needs to be cleared within 7 days in order to prevent a dungeon break. This S-rank gate is looming directly above Seoul. If we allow it to progress to a dungeon break, it would lead to an unspeakable catastrophe. But, sir, considering how high up this gate is in the sky, perhaps the monsters will fall to their deaths as they try to exit the dungeon? The association has been looking into this. Because I literally just brought up how dangerous it would be for anyone to try and go up to the gate because of the unpredictability of, being able to fly up there and rely on flying up there to get up there. But Wu says, unfortunately, the gate appears to be making a slow descent towards our city. The gate is slowly lowering to the city itself. Mind you, this gate started above the clouds. It's slowly making its way to the ground. Have we ever seen that? A gate that has started to move? At this rate, I predict it'll have touched ground by the time the dungeon break happens. A moving gate? Well, I guess we've got no choice but to clear it then. And then the A rank just slumps in his chair. And then we get Baek Yoon-ho thinking, what chance will we have against an otherworldly force like Interim, if we can't even handle an S-rank gate? If Suho managed to defeat the S-rank Hwang Dong-su, he's probably surpassed all of us in terms of power. If that's true, all we can hope to do is not hold him back. I can't remember the last time I felt so helpless. And he starts clenching his fists in frustration. Then we get Lim Tae-gyu. We were only able to clear that S-rank gate in our previous world because we had Sung Jin-woo with us. If only he were here now. And then everyone starts feeling all gloomy because Jin isn't there, because they remember how strong he was. And then Suho's looking at all this going, they all look so distressed. There's no need to feel burdened, young master. Your father was at a much higher level than you are now when he took me down. If that's true, it might be impossible for me to pull this off. At least not as I am now. Impossible? And then Suho starts thinking, also link for the chapters in the description down below, and if you don't want to go there, then just look up Solo Leveling Ragnarok chapter 62. But Suho remembers when he was inside of that endless dungeon with the different versions of himself, drawing out an entire map of the labyrinth in his own blood every time he kept failing. Impossible? No, none of that matters anymore. I know they all wish Dad could be here, but whether we like it or not, we've got to deal with this gate on our own. We can't sit around moping like this, or we'll all be wiped out. Forget about what Dad could do. Think of something only I can do. I have to find a solution, no matter what it takes. And then Suho grits his teeth. A quest has arrived. Quest info. Quests. S-rank gate. Use every resource at your disposal to clear the S-rank gate that has appeared above Seoul. Gates to clear. 0 out of 1. And then, that's the system. The system just tells him, your next quest is to take down the gate yourself. You don't get a choice. Huh? Does this mean? And then it almost as if someone pats him on the back, and then Suho spins around, and there's no one there. This almost gives me like Goku putting his hand on Gohan's back right as he's about to defeat Cell. Like that sort of... It's almost as if Jin just patted him on the back saying like, you can do this, son. But Suho looks back, and there's no one behind him. But it looks like someone actually touched him. Suho? What is it? And they're just looking at the empty space while in the same direction Suho is because no one's there. Use every resource at your disposal. Is the system telling me to seek the solution within myself? And then Suho speaks up. Sir, if I recall correctly, you specialize in hand-to-hand combat. I do. And he's speaking to Baek Yoon-ho. I can't believe I forgot about this. I picked up a little something at the last field-type dungeon. Here it is. What should I name it? White Tigers, Combat, and then it shows the shadows of Suho, but it doesn't show Suho while all the other hunters are looking nervously at him as he's manipulating the shadows in front of him. What should I name it? White Tigers, Combat. Oh, I know. Let's go with the White Beast. And the Manticore gauntlets that he got, mind you, they don't really compare to the Greed gauntlet he created. The Manticore gauntlets he created, he has now renamed into the White Beast. Shadow item, White Beast level 1, creation rank, heroic, type, gauntlet, stat boost, 10%, attack plus 130, strength plus 6, vitality plus 4, agility plus 5, intelligence plus 1, perception plus 4. Effect, active skill, blitz, mana required 120, allows the user to deal a lightning-fast strike to an opponent. Once activated, the user will receive a 30% boost in speed. And then Suho addresses Bake. Guildmaster Bake, would you mind giving me a hand? I'd like to check something. And he looks like he's about to hand these gauntlets to him. And then it shows a gate that's behind some tape. And we have the A rank, we have Ma Dong, we have Lim Tae-gyu, and we have Choi Jong-in. Why are we at a B rank gate? I know we're all just following Suho right now, but what exactly is he up to? And why on earth? And it shows the gauntlets that he just gave Bake being used to demolish entire creatures. Did he send Guildmaster Bake Yun-ho on a monster hunt? And it shows Bake has gone full beast mode while he's wearing these gauntlets, but it looks like he's got like a bit of a gleeful smile on his face, and he's just demolishing what looks to be the centipedes of the penalty gate. Either that or just regular giant centipedes, but he's just tearing them apart. Suho, what's the point in watching Guildmaster Bake hunt B-rank monsters? Oh, I just wanted to test out this new shadow item I made. You can use your shadow skill to make items? So you don't create familiars like your father did? Well, not quite. My dad's shadow warriors are permanent creations, and apparently he could raise them up by the thousands, enough to create entire armies. My shadow warriors, on the other hand, vanish after a single day. I can't be my father. And Wu doesn't say anything. But I can be me, and I've got my own tricks up my sleeve. As a shadow envelops his arm, and it looks like he puts greed on. My shadow creation skill allows me to turn my shadow warriors into shadow items. Certain items can even evolve and grow stronger, and I can pass on the abilities of my shadow warriors to anyone I give these items to. Are you telling me that this item you gave Guildmaster Bake is actually capable of evolving? And then someone steps up behind him, more than likely Choi Jong-in, because he's pretty much the only person I know in this entire series that wears white pants. But he steps up behind Wu and goes, if what you're saying is true, you can strengthen these items by using them to hunt monsters, right? Yes, I believe so. But there's just one thing. I need to make sure these items will keep evolving even when I'm not the one using them. And Bake is just demolishing all of these creatures. Also, they are inside the gate. They're not at it. They're inside the gate with Guildmaster Bake. But he's just demolishing all of these creatures. And he's thinking to himself, this gauntlet is incredible. Not only is it a powerful weapon, I acquired a new skill just by putting it on. And he's just demolishing all of these creatures. Activate active skill, Blitz. Mana required 120. Allows the user to deal a lightning-fast strike to an opponent. Once activated, the user will receive a 30% boost in speed. And they're all looking at Bake. And Suho is smiling.
Shadow item, White Beast, level 2.
It was level 1 before he started using them. Now they leveled up, which confirms that if he creates items, specifically heroic, more than likely heroic items, and gives them to someone, they can level up without Suho's interference. Which means if he gives these heroic items to all of the S-rank hunters, they'll have items that will grow stronger as they use them, giving them a significant boost. That's so cool! Oh, I love that!
Shadow item, White Beast, level 2. Creation rank, heroic. Type, gauntlet. Stat boost.
It's gone up from 10% to 11%.
Stat boost, 11%. Attack, plus 130. Strength, plus 7. Vitality, plus 4. Agility, plus 6. Intelligence, plus 1. Perception, plus 4.
And Bake is looking at his gauntlet, still in his beast form.
My body feels a lot lighter for some reason.
And then Suho speaks.
We have 6 days to prepare for the dungeon break. I'll use that time to create shadow items for each of you.
You're making evolving items for all of us?
We've got a long, hard battle ahead of us. But as long as we stick together, we can win this.
And he says this while brandishing greed, and everyone's looking kind of nervous. But they're all like... But then Choi steps in and goes,
Suho, could you make me an item that can enhance my fire skills?
And then, so they all start, Lim Tae-gyu and Choi immediately move towards Suho because they're like, can you give me something that can help me with this?
Suho, could you make me an item that can enhance my fire skills?
Me first, I want a new bow. Sorry, I can't guarantee stuff like that.
Will your item help me become an S rank? Gentlemen, how about we line up in order of seniority?
And mind you, Woo's the only one who isn't rushing Suho. But he's also smiling. And then he starts thinking about Jin.
Sung Jinu's power was absolute. He never needed help from anyone. But Suho's power seems to encourage teamwork. It draws people to him. None of us were much help to anyone during our previous lives, but Suho's power gives us the courage to keep fighting. It gives us hope. Maybe someday.
And it shows Jin by himself, but it shows the light shining down on him from behind.
Maybe someday, we'll even be able to fight alongside him.
And while this continues, it shows Suho looking at a facsimile of his father who's in the distance. But while it shows just Suho there, it also peels back to show even more people. I recognize these people. Oh! I recognize these people because we go farther back and I see a very familiar head! We get Suho in the front. Behind him, Lim Tae-gyu. Then we have Baek Yoon-ho. Then we have Choi Jong-in. And then we have Baek Mi-ho. And then we have what appears to be not Christopher Reed, but possibly the head of Leonard Nierman. And behind him, the one person that kept interrupting him every single time he wanted to talk to Jin in the previous storyline. We get the man. We get the dude. We get the #1 national level hunter in the world. In this group of people that will be following Suho, we have Mr. Thomas Andre! I love this character so much. But it shows Wu smiling as he goes,
maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself. But I sincerely hope that day will come.
To be continued! Woo! Right? Oh, snap. Wow. See, this is the reason why I should have checked my camera. I thought I was fine, but apparently something changed. Apologies for that. Sorry, Ramil. Sorry, everybody. Whew. But what a chapter. I bet Thomas Andre will have to be educated. More than likely. So that means all the plebs can be useful? All of them! Ooh, this is gonna be good. This is actually gonna be good. Apologies for... Yeah, I didn't see what you said until just now, because I don't look at chat until I'm actually done with the chapter, so apologies for the camera being too bright, but... So we know a couple of things. First and foremost, the S-rank gate that's above Soul is actually moving down. And the amount of time it's going to take for it to move down will be the amount of time it takes for that gate to dungeon break. So with that being said, we also have the that A ranker whose name escapes me. Please forgive me, because I can't remember every single person's name in this story. Just the ones that stand out to me the most. But the master of the Knights Guild, he's there. Mondong Wook, he's there as well. And they both get their memories back. But also, Beru says that whatever's inside that gate is pretty much comparable to himself before he became Beru. Basically Ant, Black Ant, or the Ant King. But another thing to pay heed to is the fact that Suho's... You know what? Let me just go back a little bit, because I don't want to paraphrase. I want to... He's saying, like... If my dad was many levels higher than me when he beat Beru, I'm nowhere near that level yet. But then he's all like, it seems impossible. Then he's thinking about how he got through that same dungeon, where his past selves were essentially just murdering him left and right, and thought, well, is this the system's way of telling me? And not only that, but he also got a quest for him to bring down that S-rank gate. And he's all like, is this the system's way of telling me that this is what I need to do? So he's all like, this may have been how my dad did it, but I'm going to do it a completely different way. So he starts showing them the shadow items he's created, tests it out by naming one of these items. Naming one of these items, the Manticore gauntlets that he got previously, and gave them to Guildmaster Baekhyun Ho, who he takes to a B-rank gate, and Baek is just massacring monsters left and right. To test the theory of, I wonder, is the items I named, if I give them to someone, can they continue to evolve without me? And it turns out they can. So any items he creates will be able to essentially evolve and grow stronger, even if they are not equipped by him. If he gives these items to people, they can increase their stats by killing more monsters. So this will be a way that even hunters who don't have their own systems to grow can still grow, because they got items that can level up with them and can become even stronger and even gain new skills along with it as well. So remember how this story was called solo leveling? Well, now, since Suho is in charge and he's the one leading the story right now, this means that everyone else is capable of leveling up in a certain sort of way. So it's no longer solo leveling. It is now multi-leveling now. Well, if Jin had Shadow Soldier's army, Suho will have a human army but equipped with his shadows. Yeah. See, the thing with Jin, though, is that he was able to create thousands upon thousands, and every enemy he killed just added to the ranks. Think Nightwalkers from Game of Thrones before they actually became laughable in Season 8. It's essentially that. But with Suho, he can create the items. Mind you, it's random what they are, so it's not like, can you create me a ring? Sure, I'll create you a ring. Can you create me a bow? Sure, I'll create you a bow. It's kind of randomized what gets created. But knowing that these items can level up while they're used by others significantly changes how effective all of these hunters can be. And mind you, it isn't just limited to S ranks. These can be given to anyone. So this is what I see as the antithesis of Star Drop. Star Drop makes you stronger, but also makes you a pawn. Whereas the shadow items make you stronger, but it encourages cooperation. Let me say it like this. The star drops give you power, but encourage subjugation. The shadow items give you power, but encourage cooperation. It's the antithesis, the anti-star drop, where one bends you to the will of the person, of the apostle, the other one essentially encourages you to fight with him, together, on equal terms. Servants, friends. It is literally the opposing force of the star drops. Because with a star drop, you have no choice. But with a shadow item, you do. I like this concept. Who knew that he'd be able to... Who knew that things would turn out this way? So when he creates these shadow items, probably even to E-rank hunters, it's entirely possible that you can give a heroic item to an E-rank hunter, and as they fight, even though they won't level up like Suho can, or presumably the monarchs, they can still grow stronger by leveling up their items. So even if they have meager strength as an E rank, their items can level them up. Their items can level up and become stronger, and over time, who knows where an E rank can go? E ranks with this concept in mind, E ranks and anyone lower than an S rank are still capable of becoming stronger. Because if Suho gets every rank on his side and creates items for every hunter that sides with him, he's got an army of his own that can also grow stronger. I like this concept. Give an item to a person and that item levels up as they fight monsters. And it's permanent too. It's not like, oh, it just disappears after one day, because his shadow soldiers disappear on their own after a day, but when turned into an item, they're permanent. When they're heroic and named, they are not only permanent, but they also gain special abilities as well. I love this concept so much. I wonder if the shadow items can protect the users against the Iterum shards, or whatever they're called, star drops? Yeah, the star drops. I wonder if they are capable as well. That would actually be interesting to see if it's capable of withstanding the effects of the star drops, if a person has a shadow item equipped. So maybe, but I don't want to speak ahead of myself. But seeing as how Suho's looking to encourage cooperation and teamwork, which is something Jin really didn't do, because he really relied on his own strength and his shadow soldiers to handle everything, because he didn't want anyone else on his side to die. So he just took everything on his shoulders and handled it himself. That's the reason why he soloed all of the monarchs. That's the reason why he went back, reset the world, and killed all the monarchs before they could even do anything. And then decided to live his life out. And then when it showed that the apostles of the absolute beings of the different universes tried to square up, because the one absolute being that's supposed to be presiding over the current universe is gone, he was all like, I'll handle this myself. And because he has such a vast amount of power, and we were explained how it works for you to go in between dimensions, the more power you have, the more difficult it is to come back. Jin's power is so vast that he literally cannot come back at all. The scans are 3 chapters ahead. Of course they are. I'm not surprised by that. But with Suho, he's encouraging teamwork. So it's no longer a matter of, oh, Suho's going to shoulder all of this on by himself like his father did. No, unlike his father, his powers now encourage cooperation from other hunters. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to handle all of this myself. You guys just stay on the sidelines. You can help out a little bit, but I got all this myself. Not only that, but some of the hunters feel like they were kind of useless during their time when Jin was handling everything. But with Suho giving this brand new aspect to them, this brand new capability towards them, now they can keep up. And the thing that scares me the most, but also excites me, is the fact that a lot of these hunters, these S-rank hunters, are already beyond busted. Let me say that again. A lot of these hunters are already strong. Crazy strong. With these items, they're going to become even more powerful. What item does one give to Thomas Andre? That's a bona fide, genuine question. The strongest hunter in the world? Well, second strongest aside from Jin, because, frankly, Thomas Andre is the second strongest person ever. Second strongest person in the verse. What item do you give him? What do you give him? A pair of shadow sandals? What do you give him? He's already crazy strong. He is mind-bogglingly strong. What item do you give him? Shadow shades? Shadow sandals? A brand new shadow Hawaiian shirt? Shadow shorts? What do you give him? Because he goes around the world in like the most lax, most relaxing clothing wear. Never carries a weapon. He just handles everything with hands. What do you give Thomas Andre? I can't wait to see. I am also looking forward to the moment where Thomas Andre actually meets Suho. And if he manages to give Thomas Andre his memories back as well. Because if he gives Thomas Andre his memories back, it's over. It's over. It's over. Having Thomas Andre in your corner is like having the Hulk in your corner. It's like having Escanor in your corner. It's like having Kenpachi in your corner. It's like having who is a powerful? It's like having All Might, Prime All Might in your corner. Shadow item, Ancient Book of Good Manners for Thomas Andre. I can't wait to do his voice again when the next time he shows up.
I love using this voice for Thomas Andre, even though that's not how his voice sounds in the dub at any point. Ah, so you're the son of Sung Jinu, huh? I owe him a great debt. Your father's pretty strong, I gotta say.
I can't wait to voice Thomas Andre in the future. The fact that they feature Thomas Andre as among the people who will be going with Suho in the future. And not only that, let me not dismiss Leonard Nierman as well, because he gets easily dismissed by everyone every time he shows up, upstaged by other people, or just ignored. But Leonard Nierman was in that group too. The national level hunter of Germany. I also love Leonard Nierman too. He's such a chill dude for a wind mage. He's so cool. But seeing that he's going to be joining the group as well, because there's no way you're going to show Leonard Nierman and Thomas Andre amongst the people that will be joining Suho and he not have a presence at all. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. And welcome back, Matt Goats. I'm just discussing a little bit more of this chapter and then I'm going to bring it to a close. I appreciate you guys being patient with me. Sorry for the flashbang of brightness when I was reading earlier. I thought that my light was turned down already. But as it stands, I am really looking forward to the world of solo leveling as these already powerful hunters get their hands on some high-ranking items that will help them deal with the battles ahead. Because they have 6 days. They have 6 days. Not only will Suho be making shadow items for all of them, but they also have 6 days to level up those items so they can get a definitive edge because they're going to have to deal with that S-rank gate. Anyway, so during these 6 days, this is going to be their training montage, their solo leveling montage. That's a term of phrase I was using back when Jin was leveling up, and I use that whenever I'm leveling up in video games. They're going to have a solo leveling montage of their own for them to level up their items. I love that concept so much. Let me give you this item. You may not be as strong as everyone else, but with this item, the item itself will get stronger, and therefore you will get stronger the more you use it. I love that whole concept. I really do. But I'm looking forward to the next chapter where we see how the training goes and what items are made for everybody. I want to say that I'm just enjoying this entire story and I'm looking forward to what it has to offer in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been me reading chapter 62 of Solo Leveling Ragnarok. Thank you, Matt Goats. Thank you, Cohagen. Thank you, Ramil, for reminding me that my light was too bright. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. All I can say to you is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even consider checking out my Patreon, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples! I tried to make an outro. It was buffering. I tried it twice, and my mic was muted. What a Saturday. What a Saturday. What a Saturday. What a Saturday. We're going to do this one more time. One more time. One more time. Because buffering issues, mic issues. We're doing this one last time. I'm done with it. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And also consider checking out the Patreon, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you, and because I know you're coming back anyway. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples. I am not cutting this out. I'm leaving it in. I'm leaving it in. I'm leaving it in.